Hello. Just wanted to do a quick one about nothing. Part of Gurdjieff's teaching is to remind us all that we are really nothing. We all think we're somebody that, it's what we've been brought up to try and strive to be, someone, something, wants to be someone. We all want to be someone. We revere people who are someone. But Gurdjieff's saying that in the work and in developing oneself, one has to look at the fact that one is nothing. And it's all part of that self-remembering and self-observation of yourself, of seeing what you really are, and that most of what we think we are is all illusion. So I'm just going to do a few quotes. So this is Gurdjieff. So someone has been talking to him about whether it's still advisable to carry on doing the work because they feel like they're not getting anywhere. And he says, no, perhaps it is not yet too late. If you feel with all your being that you really are empty, then I advise you to try once more. If you quite clearly feel and recognize without any doubt everything for which you have striven until now has been a mirage, I will try to help you. And what he's saying is that when we look back on our lives, we realize that we've just been living a false life all the way through. We've been pretending to be someone. We need to look at what we really are, which is nothing. And that from nothing, we can then fill it with hopefully the work that we've been doing on ourselves and the positive work that the work brings of bringing all our centers together in harmony so that we can work and be real man, a real person, live a real life rather than one of these false lives that unawakened people, or when we're asleep, that we live and we just carry along in our mechanical robotic ways. Or if we was a real person, we would live a more true life. But to do that, we need to be nothing. And many teachings discuss this, including Buddhism and such like, also looking at that everything is nothing, nothing is real, and that once you've emptied yourself, you can fill it with the right way of thinking, because we've been growing up and learning from all our peers how to think and feel, and we have to obey their ways, which are not necessarily the right ways. So once we've emptied ourselves and broken them patterns and stopped being like that, and instead started bringing in new patterns, well, not patterns, new programming, new ways of thinking and feeling, of which are genuine, because we are all programmed to be like how we are in our everyday lives. If we can stop them programming, then we become a nothing and full of nullity, as he says. He goes on to say, this is from All and Everything. These unfortunate beings there who accidentally or owing to a conscious influence from without become aware through their reason in them of their complete nullity and begin to sense it with all their separate spiritualized parts. Because one of the things of putting your three centers together and working with yourself is you start having genuine reason. You start seeing both sides of things and coming to the center of using reason to think. And not many people use reason, or they avoid it, or they ignore it, and it's tapping them on their shoulder. So this is also from All and Everything. During the process of his responsible existence in the scientific field, he once more clearly saw the real value of his own significance and sincerely realized his nullity. And then obviously he spoke to Ouspensky a lot about all this, and Ouspensky writes in Search of Miraculous, it is hard for him to renounce the illusion that he directs and organizes his life himself. But no work on himself is possible until a man is free from this illusion. He must realize that he does not exist, realize that he can lose nothing because he has nothing to lose. He must realize his nothingness in the full sense of the term. This consciousnness of one's nothingness alone can conquer the fear of subordination to the will of another. And it is difficult in this world, don't we? We grow up with our parents telling us what to do, with our teachers telling us what to do, then our bosses telling us what to do, and then our government's telling us what to do. Quite apt for 2020, 2021, when really we need to go deep into ourselves, find our reasoning, the reasoning for all this, to ask them what feels right and what feels the right way to live, to be the genuine, real man. And we do that again by working on ourselves and bringing all our centers together, but also realizing that all these personalities of ourselves, and I'm repeating myself here, are nothing. And also in search of miraculous. The aim must be the same for all. This aim is the realization of one's nothingness. Only when a man has truly and sincerely arrived at the conviction of his own helplessness and nothingness will he be ready for the next and much more difficult stages of the work. Because when you realize your nothingness, you can go one of three ways, I think. One is you can just ignore it and go back to how you were because you feel safe and secure in the following the patterns of your personalities and of your asleep self, because that's what everybody else seems to be doing. And the other way is to perhaps work on yourself, of that nothingness, of what you can do with it and how you can develop it yourself to be a better person, as in a real man. And the third way, well, this is the dark way of realize your nothingness and you just think, what's the point? And hopefully you won't go that way. Instead, you will go for the middle way, the middle path of becoming someone who will start thinking, well, what can I be? What do I really want to be? And once you start thinking these kinds of things, hopefully the reasoning and the work will start accumulating in yourself, and you'll start being a real person, real you. And I'm going to just finish with one of Nott's quotes. And Gurdjieff used to do this toast with the idiots. And there was a selection of 21 idiots, and they all had different names: square idiot, round idiot, and so on. He used to do this toast, and during his gatherings, everyone would choose an idiot to be toasted to before the meal. So this is Nott at one of the toasts happening at one of the feasts. And this is Nott talking, C.S. Nott. The toast was given to the health of all hopeless idiots, both objective and subjective. It is necessary to add that only those who work on themselves in life will die honourably. Those who do not will perish like dogs. He, Gurdjieff, asked me, Nott, which do you wish to be, objective or subjective? Subjective, of course, said Nott. I don't wish to perish like a dog. Every man thinks he is God, but a subjective, hopeless idiot sometimes knows that he is not God, has possibility not to be shit. He has to come to the place where he knows he is hopeless. He has realized his nothingness, that he is non-entity. So hopefully this short little one will help you to find your nothing, your nothingness inside yourself, and from then go forth. Live long and prosper.